Hello students, welcome back to the channel. Today we want to discuss about 8th standard science. The topic is electricity part 1. In this video we want to learn atoms and charges, transfer of charges by friction, by conduction, by induction, electroscope, structure and working mechanism. All things we use in our life are made up of elements. Each element is made up of atoms, which is the smallest unit. An atom consists of a proton, electron, and a neutron, which are called subatomic particles. This is called the Bohr model of an atom. Keep in mind that is not to scale and only two-dimensional. This model is also known as planetary model. Atom consists of protons and neutrons. These form a nucleus of an atom. Orbiting of the nucleus are the electrons. These electrons are responsible for the electricity. Electrons, which are fine lighter than the protons in the nucleus, can easily move. Movement of electrons are called electric current. Protons are positively charged and the electrons are negatively charged. Next we move to charges. Charge or electric charge is the basic property of matter that causes objects to attract or repel each other. It is carried by the subatomic particles like protons and electrons. Charges can neither be created nor be destroyed. There are two types of charges. Number 1, positive charge, and number 2, negative charge. Protons carry positive charge and the electrons carry negative charge. There is a force of attraction or repulsion between the charges. Unlike charges attract each other and like charges repel each other. Just see the picture. Positive charge and minus charge attract to each other. Positive charge and positive charge repel to each other. Negative charge and negative charge repel to each other. Next we move to transfer of charges. As we saw earlier, electrons in the outermost orbit of an atom can be easily removed. They can be transferred from one substance to another. The substance which gain electrons become negatively charged and the substance which loses electrons become positively charged. Transfer of charges takes place in the following ways. Number 1, transfer by friction. Number 2, transfer by conduction. Number 3, transfer by induction. Number 1, transfer of charges by friction. For example, this balloon and the shirt are neutral as they have an equal number of protons and electrons. The balloon is made to rub on the shirt. The electrons in the shirt get transferred through the balloon. Since the shirt loses electrons, it becomes positively charged and the balloon receives more electrons and becomes negatively charged. When two materials are rubbed together, some electrons may be transferred from one material to other. This is called charging by friction. Number 2, transfer of charges by conduction. Take a sheet of paper, turn it into a hollow cylinder and hang it using a silk thread. Rub a glass rod with the silk cloth. The glass rod acquires positive charges. Touch the paper cylinder with this glass rod. The paper cylinder becomes positively charged. Move the glass rod away from the paper cylinder and again bring the rod near the cylinder. The paper cylinder will move away from the rod as they both are positively charged. Take an ebonite rod and rub it with a wool so it becomes negatively charged. Now bring the ebonite rod near the paper cylinder. The cylinder get attracted towards the rod. The charges of an object get transferred to another object by bringing it in contact is called charging by conduction. Number 3. Transfer of charges by induction. Object A is positively charged when it is brought near an uncharged object B. The end nearer to the A becomes positively charged and the other end becomes negatively charged. The process of charging an uncharged body by bringing a charged body near it and without touching is called induction. Transfer of charges by induction is the principle behind the lightning arrestor. Next we move to electroscope. An electroscope is a scientific instrument used to detect the presence of electric charge on a body. In the year 1600, British physician William Gilbert invented the first electroscope. It is the first electrical instrument. There are two types of electroscope. Number 1, pith ball electroscope, and number 2, gold leaf electroscope. An electroscope is made out of conducting materials, generally metal. It works on the principle that like charges repel each other, unlike charges attract to each other. Next we move to working mechanism of an electroscope. Gold leaf electroscope is an instrument that is used for detecting the presence of electric charges and its polarity. The instrument is also used for measuring the potential difference. The important part of gold leaf electroscope are shown in the picture. The two extremely thin gold leaves are attached to the lower end of the brass rod fitted in a glass jar through an insulating core of rubber. A circular metal disc is affixed to upper end of the brass rod. The gold leaves extremely thin conducting foils that have low mass per unit area and are flexible, so they respond quickly to small electrostatic forces. Charging an electroscope by conduction. Let us see how an electroscope is charged by conduction. Charging by conduction involves the contact of charged object to a neutral object. Here we can see a glass rod and a silk cloth. When a glass rod is rubbed with a silk cloth, that the glass rod becomes positively charged. Touch the positively charged glass rod with the metallic disc. We observe that as soon as possible, the positively charged glass rod is brought in contact with the neutral metal disc. The gold leaf diverges due to the presence of similar positive charges on them. Now, remove the glass rod. We can notice that leaves still remain diverged. This shows that the electroscope is charged by conduction. Now touch the electroscope with your hand. We find that gold leaves collapse. This indicates that the electroscope is discharged. What happens to the charges as you touch the metal disc? The electrons from the earth travels to the body and pass from the hands to the metal disc and neutralize the positive charges. We can also say that earthing takes place as we touch the electroscope. Next we move to lightning. Rub your foot on a carpet floor and touch your doorknob. What do you feel? Do you feel the shock in your hand? Why does this happen? Getting a shock from your doorknob after rubbing your foot on a carpet floor results from discharge. Discharge occurs when electrons on the hand are quickly pulled to the positively charged doorknob. This movement of electrons, which is felt as a shock, causes the body to lose negative charge. Electric discharge takes place in a medium, mostly gases. Lightning is another example of a discharge that takes place in clouds. Lightning is produced by discharge of electricity from cloud to cloud or from cloud to ground. Lightning is electricity. This electricity involves in tiny particles. Some particles have a positive charge and some have a negative charge. The two opposite charges repel to each other like the north and south ends of the magnets. Usually, electric charges are separated within the clouds in the storm. Mostly, lightning occurs within the cloud itself, lightning between the clouds under the ground. Lightning starts with a negative charge moving from the clouds toward the ground. Scientists call it a stepped leader. Meanwhile, an upward leader forms a positive charge move up from the ground, usually from tall objects. When a stepped leader and an upward leader meets, it makes a path from much larger and lighter electric current is shoot up into the cloud. Sometimes the lower part of the cloud, which is negatively charged, comes in contact with the positive charges accumulated near the mountains, trees, and even people on the earth. This discharge produces a lot of heat and sparks that results in what we see as a lightning. Huge quantities of electricity are discharged in lightning flashes, and temperatures of over 30,000 degrees centigrade or more can be reached. This extreme heating causes the air to expand explosively fast and then they contact. This expansion and contraction create a shock wave that turns into a booming sound wave known as thunder. Next, we move to earthing, a safety measure devised to prevent people from getting shocked if the insulation inside electrical devices fails is called earthing. Electrical earthing can be defined as a process of transferring the discharge of electrical energy directly to the earth with the help of low resistance wire. Next, how to construct earthing. A 2 to 3 meter deep hole is dug into the ground near the house. A thick copper plate, roughly half meter by half meter, is placed in the hole. This is welded into a thick copper rod. The plate is covered with a mixture of charcoal and salt to make good connection with earth. The copper rod is protected by a hollow insulating pipe. The plate is then buried into the ground. The copper rod is connected to the house and this is called earthing. Electrical power from substation is supplied to house through a live wire and the neutral wire. This is the systematic of an electric circuit within the appliance in the house. Here there is no earthing. The live wire carries current from the source, example the battery, to the appliance, and the neutral wire carries it back to the battery. But in a faulty appliance, if the circuit comes in contact with a metal body, it causes an electric shock to the person when touched. To prevent this, the metal casing is connected to the earth wire. Now, if there is a fault in the appliance, the electric current flows from the metallic body into the ground of earth. This earthing prevents electric shock when the person touches it. In an electric plug, we have a live, neutral, and an earth connection. These make connection to the appliance to avoid accidental shock. Next, we move to lightning arresters. Lightning arrestor is a device used to protect buildings from the effects of lightning. Lightning conductor consists of a metallic lightning rod that remains in air at the top of the building. Major portion of the metal rod and copper cable are installed in the walls during its construction. The other end of the rod is placed deep into the soil. When the lightning falls, it is attracted by the metallic rods at the top of the building. The rod provides easy route for the transfer of electric charges to the ground. In the absence of lightning arrestor, lightning will fall on the building and the building will be damaged. For the next video, we will see electric circuits and its types, effects of circuits in electricity part 2 video. If you have any doubts and suggestions, give your feedback to the WhatsApp group. Thank you. Have a nice day.